Hey guys, my name is Moon and welcome back for more Tsukihime, A Piece of Blue Glass Moon. So last time we finished up the second night of Shiki and Arkue's vampire hunting expedition. And it was good though, right? They achieved some stuff, but by the end it was kind of iffy, especially for Arkueid, because Shiki started bleeding and Arkueid was like, yeah, she was very uncomfortable. I think it was affecting her, and her instincts was kicking in as a vampire, right? Seeing blood there, and then she just ran away. And then we also had a scene with the teacher Noelle from the church, and she showed her battle prowess, right? So anyways, let us continue. Let's see what happens today. White. The color pulls an old memory from the corners of my mind. So this is a new day, by the way. Something I had long forgotten. Something I had no choice but to forget. Something that my father had ordered me to forget. It was a hot summer day. Okay, so I guess we're seeing flashbacks now, finally. Huge fluffy clouds cover the blue sky. The air shimmers with the heat. And the keening of cicadas eat at me. The cries of the cicadas. Screech, screech, and screech. Higurashi. Higurashi when they cry. It's so loud I wish I was dead. Cicada husks are scattered around. Actually, I hadn't heard a sound of cicada for such a long time now. I mean, if you're living in the city, you don't really hear this, yeah. There's nothing like this. You just hear cars and all that stuff. It feels as if the beating sun is right on top of us. Burning, sizzling, scorching, the clearing. A hot midsummer day. It's as if the world has warped into one massive frying pan. Okay, now someone is crying. It's Akiha. Akiha is crying. The little girl who's always following after me is weeping into her hands. A child is on the ground. He lies deadly still. His still white shirt is stained a deep red. So what happened back then? Okay, so let's look at this. So we have Akiha on the right side, right? So who is this on the left side? Is that Shiki? Or is Shiki the one, let's say, looking at this? Yeah, the POV, right? Is the POV Shiki, and then there's another child here on the left? I don't know. I gaze down at them. I guess it's another kid, right? My hands drip with that same red. No, that's not right. My hands are soaked in its blood.
Shiki!
The adults are here. Their faces contort as they realize what transpired.
Nante koto da?
Okay, we gotta turn the volume up though. Who's that? They drag Akiha away. The other thing is dead. Towering white clouds sail high above in the distance. Left alone, I gaze up vacantly at the summer sky.
Omae ga koroshita no ka?
The adults are yelling. They're yelling the killer's name, my name. Screaming the same two syllables over and over like they've lost their minds. Just two syllables. The adults call out a Shiki, I guess 2 syllables, as they bear down on me. My hands are drenched in blood. So this is what happened back then. I guess his powers awakened and then he accidentally killed that other kid. I still don't understand. Killing that which can be killed Killing that witch Liz. What's wrong with that exactly? I mean, who knows, man, right? Who knows? Like we're getting bit by bit, I suppose, of what happened back then, but not fully. I opened my tightly shut eyes. My dreams were familiar somehow. Something I didn't fully understand. I'm in my room. I remember losing consciousness in front of the gate, but I don't recall how I got here. Yeah, this one and then Noelle. I wonder, when we go to school, what Noelle is gonna say. My mind is still sluggish. The events of last night come back to me in a scrambled mess. So many crazy things happened that I have trouble processing it all, but one part does stand out. We gotta save here. Okay, we gotta choose Arcuade, Miss Noelle, or the Man in Black. Who do we choose here though? What is nice? I actually don't know. Yeah, but we should choose Arcuade. Really, that girl. From ambushing me at school to us patrolling the town, she didn't give me a moment of rest. On top of that, we even broke into the zombies' hideout where she made me watch that intense fight. None of this would have been conceivable for me a week ago. And her demands gets more ridiculous with each passing day. A part of me just wants to tell her to cut me some slack. But she's not all bad. She's always looking out for me in her own clumsy way, and at least it's never dull around with her. I guess that's why I don't find myself complaining. The thing that worries me is that look she had. I mean, I guess in her mind, when she was, I guess, yeah, her instincts were kicking in as a vampire. In her mind, she was thinking of, let's say, drinking Shiki's blood, right? I mean, she did say something like, I'm not gonna do that. Or technically, she's telling it to herself, right? I don't want to do something like that. It must be because her wound is still causing her pain. I'll have to check that she's all healed up tonight.
とにかくまず起きないと。
But I don't know though. Because remember the battle with Vlov? Shiki was bleeding as well back then. But yeah. I don't know, it's weird. I have other things to worry about. Time to get moving. It's 7:30 now. Most days I'd be finished with breakfast by now.
翡翠はいないな。
Yeah, what is happening with Hisui as well? She's not like herself anymore. Usually she's standing there like a shadow on the wall, but I don't see her today. I bet she came to wake me up a few times. And when I wouldn't budge, she probably gave up and returned to her other duties.
疲れが溜まってて目が覚めなかったんだろうな。
A deep sigh escapes my lips. I'll be sure to take a nap before meeting with Arcuade tonight. So there's no point letting my thoughts linger over what happened last night. I can just talk it over with Arcuade later. And if I don't try to have a normal life during that day, at least I might go nuts.
よし、まずは朝食だ。
Honestly, I'm not really that hungry, but I could use the nutrients. Especially after last night, my body needs fuel to shake off this fatigue. And then again, he's nauseous. Like, look at this, right? For some reason, he's always like this in the morning. I try lifting my body off the bed, only to find myself collapsing right back down. Like a tree felled for lumber. I tumble shoulder first onto the floor. And yeah, I remember Noelle did say, not really say it outward, but she was saying like, the vampire was always, what if the vampire was always here in Soya, right? And maybe with one of the most prominent families in this city, this town. So yeah, maybe she's saying that the vampire was here or is here in the TOHNO mansion, right? So it's kind of hard to say, at least for now, but yeah, I guess we're gonna have to find out. And yeah, Shiki's always having like this in the morning. He's like nauseous, kind of weak every single time. I'm stuck here, unable to move my arms and legs. Thankfully, everything's so hazy that I've yet to panic. My body may be paralyzed, but I'm breathing normally. Must be the anemia again. I think dully, as if it were happening to someone else. The anemia, the anemia, the anemia. And just like that, I spend my morning on the floor, staring at the clock until Hisui comes to check on me just after 8. Imagine if Hisui doesn't come, and then you wake up, it's already 7 p.m. at night.
申し訳ありません。どうかお叱りください。
There she is.
四季様の変調に気がつかなかった私の落ち度です。
翡翠は悪くないよ。いつものことだし、そう大げさに取らない。
I'm lying on my bed with my back propped against the headboard. If it weren't for Hisui, I'd still be planted on the floor.
学校の方には姉さんが連絡を入れてくれました。体調不良による欠席でよろしいのですね。
うん、それで頼む。ちょっと疲れが溜まっていただけだから、学校を休むのは後ろめたいけどね。
立てなくなるほどの疲れはもう疲れとは言えないかと存じます。四季様は遠野家の長男。ご自分のお体をもっと大切にしていただかなければ困ります。
いや、ちゃんと大切にしてるよ。
I offer an awkward reassurance after Hisui's surprisingly harsh words. Hisui's reaction when she found me sure was something. When she first opened the door, she was frozen stiff for a few seconds. She then rushed over to help me, and a face full with of determination and purpose. She froze again for a solid minute. Flustered, she paced around the room for a few minutes before finally leaving to get Kohaku. Even though Hisui wasn't the one to physically pick me up, there's no questioning her commitment to my well-being. After that, Kohaku helped me to bed and made me some rice porridge, which brings us to now. The one silver lining to all of this is that Aki has already left for school. If I had fallen 30 minutes earlier, she may have been late.
とにかくありがとう、翡翠。美味しいご飯も食べたし、こうしていれば貧血も収まるから、仕事に戻っていいよ。
かしこまりました。ですが、せめて診察は受けていただきます。今朝は荒木先生がいらっしゃいますので、これを機にしっかりお体を見ていただくのはいかがでしょうか。
What a coincidence. So that oddball doctor is here too, huh? I mean, she's always here, I guess. I really don't think I need to be examined, but I doubt Hisui will just let this go. So, I guess we went to our rock last time. How about we go with Kohaku this time around, right? Yeah, let's go here. But let me save first. Yeah, I think we'll go with Kohaku for now. Maybe it's gonna be a little bit different. We'll see. I'll go with Kohaku. I'm sure it's just my anemia acting up from being so worn out. I'll see if she has anything to help with dizziness and eye strain, and maybe get some supplements too. Though I'd rather avoid having her look at my body. I am scraped and bruised all over from last night's scuffle with Miss Noelle, and the off chance Kohaku found out of internal bleeding or something, it turned into a whole debacle. Shiki, you lout. How did you get yourself injured like this? I can practically hear her scolding me right now.
Mo, 四季さんの一般兵。どこでこんなお怪我をこしらえてきたんです？お背中どんより赤いじゃないですか。
はい、すみません。反省してます。
Sure enough, it took all of a minute for her lecture to begin. Though I gotta wonder what she means by red shirt. Yeah. What?
帰ってくるとき、通学路の坂道で転んじゃって。ドーンと五大統治みたいに。
もう、それはお気の毒に。湿布を用意しますので、しばらくそのままでお待ちください。あ、体温計で熱を測っておいていただけると助かります。
First aid kit in hand, Kohaku rises from her seat on the edge of the bed. She could have left it here, but I guess she's too much of a professional for that. I amuse myself as I watch her exit the room.
ってぼんやりしすぎだろ。琥珀さん、救急箱を置いていっていいですよ。またすぐ戻ってくるんだし。
いえ、こちらはお気持ちを鎮めるものばかりなので、内見専用のものと持ち替えてまいります。それにほら、四季さんのお部屋は片付いているので、使用人の私物で散らかしてしまうのは申し訳なくて。
そっか。でも俺の部屋のことは気にしなくていいですよ。別に綺麗好きってわけじゃないし。
そうなんですか？四季さんのお部屋、とてもさっぱりしていらっしゃいますが。
単に持ち物が少ないだけです。まあたまたまそうなってるだけですけど。
そういえば有馬のお家から届いたお荷物もお着替えだけでした。四季さんの私物は他にないんですか？
うん、カバンに入れてきたものだけで十分。大事なものはここに来るときに全部持ってきた。
My first day here, I stuffed the contents of my bag into my desk drawers. If I ever end up getting kicked out, all I need to do is collect the things in there and I'm good to go.
ごめんなさい。私ったら有馬の家に預けられるとき、私物を牧久様に取り上げられたのですね。
え？いや、昔からそうだったんだ。欲しいものとかなかったから親父にもねだらなかったし。ああ、ただ事故の前後のことはよく覚えていないから、その頃はどうだろう。
My mind wanders back to my time alone in that hospital room. After days of no visitors and only the lines of death keeping me company, I decided to escape that hellhole. Thanks to that, I had the incredible fortune of meeting Master.
そういえば病室から一度だけここに立ち寄った時のこともちょっとうろ覚えだな。
Honestly, I wish that Ako had a bigger role in this game, right? As Shiki's master. But unfortunately not.
親父の書斎に呼ばれたことだけは印象に残っているんだけど。
I think that was when he said I wasn't fit to be the heir to the TOHNO estate and disowned me.
きっと長い病院生活でお疲れだったのかと存じます。療養中は退屈ですし、一日の感覚も曖昧になっていたのでは？
そう思う。結局半年近く入院していたんだって。体感的には1ヶ月ちょいだったんだけどな。そ
れはいいことですよ、四季さん。 病院とはいえ、個室に半年はなかなかにお辛い経験かと。ただでさえ遊びたい盛りの年頃だったのですから。
Kohaku is right. The reason my stay felt so short was thanks to all the people who helped me. I wish I could thank the doctors who saved my life and the nurses who took care of me so kindly.
と、いけません。つい話し込んでしまいました。すぐに戻ってきますから、おとなしくしていてくださいましね。手当てが嫌だからってお出かけになられていたら、四季さんを気ままな猫ちゃんに認定です。
She smiles on her way out, the twinkle in her eye shining brighter than any star. Twinkle, twinkle, little star. What happened with Shiki in his past? Or rather, let's say, what is the secrets of the TOHNO family, right? I think we need to know that. I think that's the most important part here. There's definitely secrets about the TOHNO family. It's afternoon now. After having a light lunch, I return to my room. Easily urged me to get some rest today. Not that I have anything to do in the first place.
体の調子は戻ったんだし、ここは。
Okay, we got a choice again. So we got two choices. First or second floor. How about we go to the second floor, right? Yeah. After mulling over what to do, I decided to take my first walk around the estate in 7 years. I'll start with the second floor. The TOHNO mansion is split into the east and west wing. The east wing contains Akia's office, and even further in her private quarters. It's practically her own little kingdom. I am a little hesitant to intrude, so I'll stick to the west wing for today. I make for the west hallway. The path to my right connects to the lobby. Continuing forward would take me into the heart of the west wing. And of course, my own room is directly behind me. Almost every room facing this hallway is empty. They would have been used by the extended family members when my father was alive, but Akiha kicked all of them out.
この先の行き止まりが確か。
Makihisa TOHNO's study. Arcoade's words from last night linger in my mind. It's not just you that's special, it's your lineage. That's absurd. But I guess we were talking about it last time, right? That if Shiki had this mystic eyes of that perception, maybe someone in his family had it back then, right? So maybe it could have skipped generations and then it ended up with Shiki having it. So I guess you could say that. That's why Arcoade said your family is special. I guess we search Makihisa's stuff, I guess. Search Makihisa's study. Yes.
秋葉は学校に行っている。琥珀さんは買い物で留守。翡翠は1階で清掃中か。
I'm completely alone. Some might consider it taboo to snoop around a dead man's room, but this is my house too. Don't I have a right to know what's in there? Besides, what's the harm in taking a quick peek inside my dad's room? It's a lock. I take off my glasses and slice through the line, sitting on the lock. There's no going back now. After a quick check back down the hall once more to make sure nobody else is there, I venture in.
なんだこの部屋。暗すぎないか。
Even with the curtains closed, it shouldn't be this dark. I grope around on the wall for a light switch before stopping myself. Turning on the light would only broadcast the fact that somebody is in here. I'm probably just being paranoid, but I end up opting for my phone's flashlight instead. Jesus Christ, that's scary.
思ったより片付いているじゃないか。
It's not way cleaner. Look at the chains there. What is that? The interior is similar to Akia's office. I suppose it's only been a month since he died, so it's not too surprising it's still like this. Now what I mean is, you see the chains? What are they locking behind that? Even his bookshelf is the same as it was before he died. Which begs the question, why is it so dark in here? I shine my phone towards the windows to see what's up with the curtains. The amount of chains, man. You want to lock something out. Yeah. I find something you'd never expect in an ordinary room. A seal of some kind.
鉄格子。なんで？
Dude, iron bars, iron chains. None of these makes any sense. But it's hard to deny something when it's staring you right in the face. In a place of windows, I find a section of a solid wall. It was this, not curtains, that was blocking out the light. A thick set of iron bars has been mounted across the wall, as if to keep something out. Or perhaps, keep something in. Yeah. You have two sets, by the way, one on the right, one on the left. This looks really bad. I don't know what this darkness means, but I do know that I've stumbled upon something I never should have laid eyes on. A cage of madness. That's what it is. I have to get out of this room right away. The others can't know I was here, not Akiha, not Kohaku, not anybody. If someone found out, I'd probably damage our relationships beyond repair.
いや、ここまで来て何ビビってるんだ、俺は。
Dude, is he gonna be like super stupid and he's gonna slash the door? Or the chains, I mean, the iron bars? But yeah, if I had something like this in my family, I would be curious too. I was like, what the hell is this, right? I continue searching the room, my phone lighting the way. The bookcase also catches my eye, but I don't have time to rummage through it. I'll search Makihisa's desk first. The old man always kept things just so. If there's anything to find, I'm sure that's where I should look. He might have documents on Akiya, me, or the company hidden in one of the drawers. The first two drawers are unlocked, so I check them first. But they're totally empty. The third drawer down, however, seems to require a key. I'm guessing this one hasn't been opened since my father died. I take off my glasses once again and kill the lock.
本？日記帳か、これ。
Okay, here we go. Inside the last drawer are a bundle of old papers and a thick book. The papers look to be a TOHNO family tree.
なんだってこんなところに。けど、随分と古い紙だな。
This must have been passed down from generation to generation. Bingo. Right below Makihisa TOHNO, I find Shiki TOHNO and Akiha TOHNO. Wait a second.
なんだこれ。親父のやつ、9年前に養子を取ってる。あ、けどすぐに病死しちゃってるな。
Adopted a child. What if that child was the one? Yeah, maybe Shiki accidentally killed that child, right? But yeah, it just said here deceased, but maybe Shiki killed that child 9 years ago? But yeah, he was 7 years, right? He left the house 7 years. Okay. 9 years ago, I would have been 8. I may have been young, but it's pretty weird that I don't have a single memory of them. Yeah, that's true. It's like, Shiki's memories before the hospital, I guess, is all gone. Maybe it was a child of a mistress that was kept under wraps. But could the old man I know always know nonsense and by the book really do something like that?
そんなわけないか。けど、うちの当主ってみんな短命なんだな。親父も50前に病死したわけだし、その前は30歳の時に事故死、その前は18歳で自殺している。
Wait, what? So, heads of the family dies young. His dad died before reaching 50. The other guy before him, accident, and the other one, this. Very suspicious. Why are they dying so young, right? So, can that happen to Akiha as well? Hang on a second. That's too weird. Yeah, to just be a coincidence. I mean, yeah. Very weird. I pore over the family tree. I didn't read it wrong. Everyone in the TOHNO family has died under a mysterious circumstance. Yeah, accidents, murders, unexplained disappearance. Not a single person on here died peacefully at the end of a long life. I don't know how else to explain it other than that they were cursed. The thing that sticks out the most is that the majority of them took their own lives. Many killed themselves on the eve of their adulthood or soon after. Light fades from my vision. There's a sensation of blood pooling in the back of my head. Numbness is spreading through my arms and legs, and my breathing grows shallower every second. My gaze drifts back to the journal. I flip the page. This one is dated 2004. That's the same year the child Makisa adopted passed away in secret. My eyes dissect each word before moving on to the next. The writing is neat. It looks to be penned by my late father's meticulous hand. I feverishly read the page.
トーノの一族は呪われている。近代に移ってから生まれてくる子供には、からの覚醒遺伝が。
This entry is almost 10 years old. The ink has faded in places, making the words difficult to decipher.
もちろん、私も私の子供たちも例外ではない。
Let me see this again.
秋葉には特に強見られる。我が子の未来を思うと悲しい。紹介された医師の話によると、幼年期から厳しく教育すれば発言は。
Okay. So maybe I guess that doctor is Dr. Arak? Maybe that's why Dr. Arak is always here?
今夜も手術が必要だという。秋葉に教えることはできない。
Wait, did you hear
あの
that?
子は私を恨むだろう。理由なく厳しく当たる私を憎むだろう。それもすべて遠野の。
You heard that, right? No, someone like opened the door while Shiki was talking.
だが私は安堵している。どれほど秋葉がの血に近と言っても、あの兄に比べれば秋葉ははるかに人間的だ。
Akiha is far more human than her brother. Someone is walking towards Shiki. What is this? The TOHNO family is cursed. Latent genes? Surgery for Akiha? And who is that last line about her brother, her brother, her brother? The answer is obvious.
こんにちは、四季君。
Oh my god, it's this guy, the scary one. My stomach feels hot. The scar in my chest has gone numb plenty of times, but this is an entirely new experience. An excruciating pain erupts from within, like my organs are being branded with an iron rod. Sensation begins slipping away from my toes. But yeah, isn't this Psyche? His voice, I mean. I slump against the desk, attempting to brace myself with my hands, but back first.
その日記はまずい。何しろ、まだ検閲が済んでいない。君に見られる予定もない。
My mind drifts away. The man's voice, it's...
君にはもう少し、あの未熟な当主殿をかき回して欲しかったのだがね。どうやってかは知らないが、鍵を手に入れたのが、君の不運ということだ。
By the time I notice, my breathing has long since ceased. The lines, one clear as day, are gone, as is my headache. Of course, only now does it dawn on me. Those insufferable headaches are also a kind of salvation. I mean, how am I supposed to wake up without them? Shiki TOHNO, whose body had lost its function long ago, drifts off into an eternal sleep. Okay, we died. It's a dead end. Dude, what was that about? Well, so Akiha is not human? I mean, it said there in the journal, Akiha is much more human than her brother. What?
なぜ鳥は歌うのか、なぜエビは跳ねるのか、なぜ主人公は鍵のかかった部屋に入るのか。人類史における数々のミステリーに真っ向から挑む知能番組、教えてシエル先生。あっちまるよ。
こんにちは。デッドエンドのなかった6、8日間、十分にお休みできましたか？物語はいよいよ佳境。ここからまた死亡ケースが多発しますので。
I mean, we did get a dead end last time, though. Last episode, I mean.
賢明な遠野くんにおかれましては、気を引き締めて選択肢を選んでいただければ。では、今回のデッドエンドですが、後ろからぐっさりですね。
メガネともあろう男が油断しすぎだよにゃ。それともあの包帯男、見かけよりやるってこと？
That mummy is more OP than he looks.
あの部屋の異様さに飲まれていたのもありますが、遠野くんの不注意ですね。そもそもこの手の潜入捜査は2人1組が理想です。1人が扉のそばで誰か来ないかを見張り、もう1人が書類を吟味する。そういった頼れる誰かと縁ができるまで、この書斎の調査は控えた方がよろしいかと。
まさに SPY！ でもそんなスキル持った知り合いいる？シエルは武闘派だからそういうの向いてに良さそうだし。
単独であればできないことはありませんが、遠野くんのフォローをしながら潜入というのは確かに私向きではありませんね。いつかそういった見方ができればいいのですが。
露骨にフラグを立てやがって。誰かな？メイドかな？そっちかな？
さあ、そこまでは何とも。少なくとも 私たちの吸血鬼事件には関わりのない話でしょう。さて、今回の死因ははっきりしていますので、前の選択肢に戻るだけで OK です。君子危うきに近寄らず、当の巻久氏の書斎は避けて安全な場所を選びましょう。
屋敷の中もデストラップだらけとか、この屋敷どうなってんの？
Okay, so let's do this. I really shouldn't, instead of going inside Makihisa's study, I shouldn't do anything too hasty. Arcoade's words still rest uneasily on my mind, but there's no guarantee I'll find what I'm looking for in the old man's study. What would I say to Kohaku or Hisui if they caught me snooping around? There's too much risk involved. I decide to walk around the first floor instead. Okay. So we went back down. I find myself squinting from the sunlight, peeking through the windows. The lobby never ceases to amaze me. When I was little, I used to get in trouble all the time for exploring the mansion. It seemed like a castle back then. I was so certain that if I looked hard enough, I would find some secret passageway into another world. That sense of adventure is gone now, though along with my nagging father. They're all in the past.
懐かしいな。昔は屋敷の廊下を歩くだけでドキドキしたっけ。
7-year-old memories of sneaking through the lobby again or begin to resurface. Spurred by those echoes of the past, I begin my stroll around the mansion. I head outside to the terrace. Strange as it is, I have a better recollection of the grounds in the mansion itself. It's hard to fathom just how enormous the estate is. If the mansion itself is 10 times bigger than most houses, then the land beneath it must rival the size of an amusement park. To a 10-year-old like me, it must have seemed like a dreamland, a fantasy world that I could call my own. I'd spend the day roaming around, carving my name into the trees and dirt. Akiha and I had a game where we'd see who could claim the most territory. We decided at one point that we controlled any area we carved our name on. From there, we set out to tag pretty much everything we could find. Most of the time we spent together was actually out here in the garden. Though unlike me, she listened to Makihisa, so she could only play for 30 minutes a day. Even so, all she ever did was follow closely behind us, listening carefully to what we said. But when she got going, she'd run around, turning everything into a competition.
なんだあいつ昔から今の性格の下地はあったんじゃないか。
Could it have been a facade, an act she was putting in front of the old man? Still, even if that were true, she's changed too much. Or maybe I just didn't understand how long 7 years can be. I mean, 7 years is a long time, man. A lot of things can change in 7 years. Time passes and children grow up. Neither of us who we were back then, or is who we were back then.
Oh, あったあった。
The gazebo. There's a gazebo in the courtyard. At the base of one of the pillars, hidden from the sun's gaze, I find the name etched into stone. I circle around the building, counting the names as I go. Shiki, Akiha, Shiki. Shiki, Shiki. It looks like this place was fought over 5 times. Most plays are the same, with my name appearing a lot more than hers. Akiha was still a little girl, so she probably just couldn't keep up with my boundless energy.
まったく手加減ぐらいしてやればよかったのに。
Although it's not like I can go back and change what happened, just because I feel bad about it now. Akiha has always hated losing, and from the looks of this, I bet I made her shed quite a few tears.
そうか。案外この恨みを今になって晴らしてるのかもな、あいつ。
Akiha is the last person I'd expect to do that, but there's something incredibly adorable about the thought of it.
ああ、なんか俺もとことんバカ兄貴だ。
I chuckle really to myself before lifting my head. I've had some fun walking down memory lane. Maybe it's time I head back in. But before I turn to leave, something catches my eye. I spy another marking scratched into the underside of the gazebo ceiling.
あんなところに。
How did it get carved there? I doubt an adult could even reach that high, let alone a child.
なんだろう。俺の名前だけど。
From within the gazebo, I put my feet up on the handrail to get a better look. It's well hidden. Adults wouldn't be able to see it unless they crouch at the correct angle. They're lurking in a hidden corner of the ceiling. Beware your brother. Jeez, why is it so eerie now, right? What? I don't understand that we are in part 21 of our Let's Play for Tsukihime. We've never seen any warnings like this. At least I didn't see any warnings like this, and now we're getting stuff like this. What? I don't understand. Beware your brother. This isn't Akiha's handwriting, which would mean I wrote this. What? A sudden sound draws my attention. Hisui. Through the trees, I glimpse the brown and white of a maid's uniform.
翡翠。
She hasn't noticed me. For whatever reason, she continues further into the forest.
なんで森に。
All that's out there is more trees. So what could she possibly be doing? Curious, I decide to follow her for a bit. Okay. There's a path through the forest, though it hasn't been paved. They say these woods were once a main part of the TOHNO family estate. Originally, the land where the mansion and the garden stand was just the entranceway to this forest, but after the war, the head of the family decided to change things how they are now. I proceed through the woods. The trees aren't too dense, but they seem to stretch on into infinity. Eventually, I spot a strange building.
あんな建物あったっけ。
Oh, there's a building right there. Look at that. I half expect Hisui to go inside, but instead, she walks in the opposite direction. Maybe it's some kind of temple or gathering hall? I continue treading along. After 10 minutes of walking, the labyrinths of trees come to an abrupt end.
広場だ。
In the middle of the forest is an unnaturally open field. What could this place be? At the very least, I have no memory of it. If I hadn't tailed Hisui, I would have never known about this tiny patch of land buried deep in the forest.
こんなところあったかな。あったなら学校の遊び場だけど。
I have no recollection of playing in this clearing with Akiha, at least. I don't think I do. I contemplate for a second before stepping into the clearing. There's not much out here. Hisui, who had been ahead of me this whole time, is nowhere to be seen.
なんだ。ただの空き地じゃないか。
The sun beats down harder in the center of the clearing. Even looking down, its glaring white rays overtake my vision. What is happening in the story? I wonder if it's because I've been in the shade for so long. It feels like the middle of the summer. Glancing upward, I find huge fluffy clouds in the sky. The air shimmers with heat, and the keening of the cicadas eats at me. The cries of the cicadas. Tsukihime when they cry. My consciousness sizzles. My knees buckle, thudding onto scalding sand and soil. I know this place. I may have forgotten, but I know it. The summer sun batters my forehead. The screams of the cicadas echoes in my ears. The smell of blank assaults my nostrils. What? At my feet lies a crumpled mass, dark and red, that was alive just moments ago. The wound on my chest flares like a knife. Splitting skin and flesh, this pain punctures through my chest. The cicadas screech and screech. They wail for it to stop and stop. They cry for the dead. I hear more screeching of cicadas. Even though it's already autumn. Looking up, I feel the summer sun pierce my eyes. The tepid air makes me feel sick. I'm besieged by the sights and sounds of empty shells. The husk of cicada lies at my feet. A husk that was once a human. The wound splits open. A deluge of red spills out the chest, coating my hands in glistening crimson. I glimpse the silhouette of a figure slumped over, followed by the sound of a young girl's footsteps rushing towards it. Towering clouds sail high above in the distance. Beneath the blue sky, creatures have cast off the shell of this mortar coil. By the time I realize what's happening, I see Akiha bloodied and crying. This is for sure traumatizing. Yeah. I'm in hell. Maybe that's why Akiha is... I don't know. Actually, I don't know. Yeah, I can't really explain this. Yeah. I don't know. I don't really know. The shrill of the cicadas threatens to pierce my eardrums like a needle. No, because we could say that Shiki is the one, let's say, who killed that other kid, right? Why is Akiha so protective of Shiki, like right now? So yeah, it's kind of hard to explain. I don't really know. What is this? Because yeah, if Shiki did actually do that, and then Akiha would probably be angry at him, right? Because let's say they killed, or Shiki killed his brother. I don't know. That's why I was like, I was gonna say that, and then yeah, with what they were showing us, like, it doesn't make sense, right? I don't know. I guess we're just gonna have to yeah, move forward for now. We'll find out, I guess, in the future, and when they explain this much more. My wound should have closed a long time ago. Why does it hurt so bad now? It feels busted. Unimpeded, a red fluid begins to flow. What's happening? My wound hasn't healed at all. It hurts. I'm scared. This is the impulse of death. My consciousness plummets. Plus blooms, where my wound tears open. My mind regresses, smothered by illusions of summer. It feels like my soul is escaping. I hear the soft thud of my body hitting the grass. So you passed out and then where? I can hear people talking. He's in his room
アキ
again.
ハ様、お医者様をお呼びしないのですか？バカなことは言わないで翡翠。呼べるわけがないでしょ。兄さんの傷は普通の傷じゃないんだから。
Akiha and Hisui are speaking. This is Shiki's room. I'm sleeping on the bed. Wait, what? Why is he talking like third person? My senses are finally back. I try to push myself up and break the tension with a greeting, but my body won't listen to my brain's commands. Dude, Shiki's so lucky that people are picking him up, right? Like he passes out in a field, he passes out in front of the gate. When he wakes up, he's gonna be in his room. If I was that, then I would be there outside till I woke up, and I'm gonna go back on to the room on my own. Looks like my mouth and eyes are the only things I've got control over.
一体どういうつもりなの翡翠。兄さんはあの場所に近づけてはいけないって、あなたも知っているでしょうに。申し訳ありません。謝って済む問題じゃないわ。あなたを兄さん付きの使用人にしたのは、こういう事態を避けるためでしょ。それを忘れて、あなたは何をやっていたっていうのよ。
Akiha is seething mad. This might be the most emotion I've ever seen from her. Hisui, head bowed, simply receives her scolding. I don't know what led to all of this. All I can tell is that Hisui is getting yelled at because of me.
ほら、口にしてもらえないかしら、翡翠。あなたは今日一日、どこで何をしていたのかを。この人が朝に倒れたことも報告せず、天津さえあの森に行かせてしまった。これは明確な意図があってのことよね。そうでなければ、犬以下の頭だもの。
What is happening with Hisui? Like she's acting so different from the first time we saw her. Like she's not in the room most of the time. Like she's doing something else is what I'm saying, right? Like she's preoccupied in doing other stuff.
答えなさい、翡翠。あなたも、私に逆らうつもりなの？
Hisui maintains her silence. The air in the room grows heavier with every breath. Akiha bites her lip and takes a step forward. It's obvious to me that she's going to strike her. Hisui continues to look down at the floor, ready to accept her punishment.
ちょっと、待て、アキハ。
兄さん、気がついたんですか？
ああ、アキハがあんまりにうるさいんで、今目が覚めた。
Akiha looks away, visibly uncomfortable. Hisui, meanwhile, has her eyes to the floor and won't even look in my direction. Oh, sorry.
あのさ、あんまり翡翠に当たるなよ。事情は知らないけど、俺が倒れたことで揉めてるんだろ。 なら、翡翠に責任はない。こんなの、俺が勝手に倒れただけなんだから。
Urging strength into my arms, I lift myself up into a sitting position. That simple motion takes all the energy I have at this point. I don't think I could lift a finger. But for Hisui's sake, I need to pretend like I'm okay.
まったく。お前も俺のことなんかで喧嘩するな。大人びたように見えて、まだ子供なんだな。
でも、兄さんはあれからずっと気を失っていたんですよ。10時間以上も昏睡しているなんて、今までなかったはずです。もし兄さんがあのまま目が覚めなかったら、私はどうすればいいんですか？
10 hours? Oh my god, he passed out for 10 hours.
バカ。縁起でもないこと言わないでくれ。こんなのはただの貧血。って、なんだ？もう10時を回ってるのか？
はい。ですから、兄さんはお昼から今まで、ずっと気を失っていたんです。
Akiha's tone is reserved. But it's not my health I'm worried about, it's my promise to Arcuade. 10 o'clock and don't you dare be late. She looked like she really meant that last part. I can only imagine what she'll put me through if I'm late again.
やばい。行かなくっちゃ。
They're actually going out now?
アキハごめん。俺は出かけるから。後のことはよろしく頼む。あんまり翡翠をいじめるなよ。
そちらこそ、バカなことは言わないでください。私、兄さんが毎夜どこに行くかなんて、もう聞きません。聞きませんから。
アキハ。
She's genuinely pleading with me. Seeing her this worried, I can feel my determination start to waver.
でも、こんなのはしょっちゅうなんだぞ。中学の頃なんて、日に2回は倒れてたんだしさ。
だから余計に心配なんです。兄さん、お願いだから、今日ぐらいは私の言うことを聞いてください。
Akiha peers into me, anxiously awaiting my response. Okay, I guess we'll choose, but we'll do that in the next episode. But yeah, I mean, a lot of stuff again. A lot of different stuff, I suppose, this episode. Especially for more of, I guess, the secrets of the TOHNO family. Not fully, but we got some stuff. While checking out Makihisa's room, right? We saw the doors there, full of chains for some reason. What is he hiding behind that area? I don't know. It looks like, I mean, probably a monster, right? You don't just put a wall like that if it's nothing, right? Iron bars, chains. So you're wanting something to stay in and not come out, right? And then Shiki wandering around in the forest, basically near his house. Then seeing a building there. I wish that we could have gone inside to see what that place was. Hisui, I think, was there. And yeah, what is happening with Hisui? What is she doing? It looks like she's been doing other stuff. That's why she's not attending to Shiki that much. And that's why Akiha is getting angry at her. So I guess I'll find out. So we're gonna have to choose one of these next time. But I think we'll go to Arcuade first. Because that was the plan all along, right? We're gonna find out. But anyways, we're gonna continue this and do more of Tsukihime, A Piece of Blue Glass Moon, in the next one. So I'll see you then, guys. Bye-bye.